Let's bring in Jeff Joniak, who has been covering it all and will be broadcasting a game, if you can believe it, 1 week from tonight. Jeff, we will be talking to each other at this time in a week on the Bears radio network. How hard is that to believe?
It's almost stupid. I keep coming with this word stupid. That's just, it's so crazy. It's stupid. It's kind of ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
That's your word. Yeah.
How is it already here? I am a long way from getting ready, but I just got through the Texans linebackers. We got 4 deep at strong side, and we got 6 banging on the weak side and middle linebacker position for the Houston Texans.
You have something special for Devin Hester that weekend?
You mean in the game?
Well, you know, I mean, you were the one who called him the Windy City Flyer. You were the one who coined the term Devin Hester. You are ridiculous. I would think there would be like an ode to Devin Hester, or I don't know if you're touring the facility with him or something.
No, that would be a good idea. He's quite busy. We did have him on our podcast that will debut next Wednesday on Bears, Etc. That was a very good conversation with Tom Thayer and I and him. And every time I talk to Devin now, I learn something new. There's always something that he has kept for himself over the years that you're just now learning. And it's a fun conversation. He's super excited, a little nervous, trying to pare down his speech in a manner that will fit the appropriate now allotted time frame. And his mom is going to, present him, and that's kind of cool too. So I don't know. I mean, I'm going to hang out there after. Obviously, I'm going to go to the induction ceremony and going to hang out a little bit there. So it's always great going to Canton. I've been to many. I've been to Mike Singletary's that created a adrenaline rush down the spine of your back because it was so passionate of a speech. Dan Hampton's, of course, Brian Urlacher's. That was a great weekend. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. But yeah, get the production crew, get your crack production staff on it, and let's bang one out.
You want my idea?
Yes,
you want my idea here?
Yes.
Do the Bear, like, we could do this for our YouTube channel. We can do this for the Bears YouTube channel. We could do this for Hard Knocks. We can do this. So you dubbed him the Windy City Flyer. You are on radio, obviously, the radio voice of the Bears. The Windy City Flyer, I'm sure, is a spinoff of the Radio Flyer wagon, correct? Yes.
I know. I did not ever put that together, but that's pretty good.
So here's what I think.
We're the Windy City, and he had a lot of speed, and there we go against the Green Bay Packers in the 06 opener.
I think what you do is he gives you a tour through Canton in the Hall of Fame, while he pulls you in a Radio Flyer wagon. The radio guy in a Radio Flyer, the Windy City Flyer, pulling the Radio Flyer with the radio guy in it, and you guys have a conversation.
And you're wearing nothing but a Bears Speedo.
Yes, and you are just saying, Devin, you are ridiculous.
Yeah, you're ridiculous right now. Come on, Devin.
How's that?
There he goes. Keeps making history. Yeah, that would be crazy. Boy, you're an idea man.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Most of them are outrageous.
It's too outrageous for yours truly, and I'm sure the Hall of Fame. Very buttoned down.
Hey, Jeff, are you getting prepared to call Caleb Williams' name in a game-like environment at the Hall of Fame game? Do you think he'll play?
Not certain of that. I don't know what the plan is, but I'll be excited when the moment happens, for sure, as I've been other rookie quarterbacks that have come in and, hope to carry the baton into the future for another 15, 20 years. But I will say this. When I'm watching practice, there's little things that you see, and everybody's going to love it. That's all I got to say. Everybody's going to love it. And a couple of players have already talked to me, and I brought this up with Tom yesterday. He throws a very catchable ball. It doesn't matter if it's 5 yards or 50 yards. He just instinctively has the ability to know how much touch, where the accuracy is, the tight spin on the spiral, flicks it. Very, very good. He's not throwing, a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. when he's under pressure or something. He's got touch, and it shows. Now, I'll tell you this much also: the secondary and the defense in general, they are on it, man. They are challenging every throw, whether it's completed or not. They have a good feel right now for things, and as we might expect, given that they've played together in 9 returning starters, and their nickel package pretty much the same as it was a year ago, they are getting ready for football. That's all I got to say.
Tyreek Stevenson is a guy that Jeff, I'm expecting to take another step forward and maybe be a Pro Bowl caliber player this year. What have you seen from him early on?
Well, Silvy pointed out, I love this guy from day one. Yes, he's one of those guys we're referring to. He spoke at the podium today. He's got Pro Bowl, All-Pro on his mind. So this is a guy that's never lacked confidence at any point, even when he was picked on. He did face the most targets in the NFL last season, I believe 112. So they stayed away from Jalen. They tested the rookie, and I'm sure they'll continue to test him until they burn themselves. You can't touch the stove forever, and that happened during the second part of last season. And Tyreek Stevenson, that interception against Cleveland was phenomenal. He's had similar near interceptions and/or interceptions so far in camp, doing the same type of thing. So he's playing long, he's playing fluid, and he's playing with confidence. He's a feisty player, outstanding tackler. He is a physical player, and he had 7 pass breakups combined over the final 7 games of 23. So I'm thinking he's going to pick up where he left off.
So, and that coincides too with more pass rush. When they got Sweat, it helped a lot. You and Tom have talked about this. Bears Weekly, by the way, coming up in about 17 minutes from right now. But do you believe, watching, and I know it's very, very early, they have not done really any contact much at all, but do you believe they have enough pass rushing inside the building?
If certain guys develop, yes. Obviously, Sweat, he was a handful today for Darnell Wright. Again, no pads. Tomorrow the pads come on. Saturday the pads come on. We're going to learn a lot. But Javon Dexter is somebody I'm over the moon with right now. He's a different person. He looks different. He's a lot stronger. He's cut some fat. He is a mountain of a man. And if that man plays to his potential at 3 technique, lined up next to Montez Sweat, and the games they could play up front or whatever, I mean, that's half your battle. That's half your battle right there. This team stopped the run last season. Andrew Billings will be there on those rundowns. Will Zach Pickens take a similar step? If he gets his act together, but if he gets more action, I should say, he didn't get as many snaps last year. They can both play 3 technique or nose tackle. I love DeMarcus Walker. So DeMarcus Walker also elevated his game in the second part of last season. He had 11 hits on the quarterback in the last 7 games. He had 6 run stuffs. That led the defense. I mean, he's got, if he stays healthy, I mean, that's going to be, he missed some of camp last year. So he's got an explosive first step and a motor that goes all day. And he's got the attitude. He's got the ear hustling going on. He's got a little attitude. So yeah, would I like to see a second wave of guys too, to give these guys a break? Because you can't just run these guys into the ground either. If Sweat's your best pass rusher, you don't want to run him into the ground. He's not going to play every single snap. So we'll see. I mean, I could put it this way: they don't have to. I mean, Austin Booker, let's see what he's going to be. Will Dominique Robinson have a 3rd-year epiphany here and really be able to use that length and strength that he's added? Because he looks also big as a mountain. So in a good way. I'm not saying these guys are cut. These guys are fit, looking good on the hoof, as they say.
Jeff, is Braxton Jones physically 100%? I mean, I'm reading or hearing that he's alternating with Larry Borum. Is that because he's still getting ramped up?
Yes, it appears that way. So they're not putting him in there full go as of yet. Similar for TJ Edwards to some extent. So yeah. Everybody else has been practicing down in, down out. So you got the competition at center with Coleman Shelton and Ryan Bates alternating every day. And hey, listen, they gotta land on who is going to be a swing tackle too. So Larry Borum getting snaps at left tackle isn't the worst thing in the world. Karan Amagaji not quite ready to go yet from his torn left quad. They got veterans in there. Jake Curhan's on the right side of the line, fourth-year guy to Colorado. He's got a few starts, got a little nasty in him. So, again, I mean, even Jatari Carter's playing some left tackle. He's played basically guard in his short career with the Bears in his first 2 years. So they're taking a look at a variety of things.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Yeah.
What is the issue with
I
Braxton
don't know.
Jones?
I don't know.
No?
I do not
Okay.
know that. They don't have to tell us, so I don't know that right now.
But yeah, that kind of because he's one of my guys that we need to find out about, and I'm hoping that it will be good because I love the kid's attitude.
Yep.
He just has to produce. We played a lot of, and I texted you about the conversation you had with Poles, and one thing that I always say about your sit downs with Poles is they're very good because they're relaxed in their conversations. They're not QA, just interviews. They're conversations that you two have, and I love it. What we thought was the most important stuff. What stood out in your mind from the podcast that you did with the questions and answers from Ryan Poles?
That he's in a very good place mentally, spiritually, because this is a demanding job. And, if you've seen Hard Knocks, the Giants offseason at all, have you guys? I'm
I
assuming.
saw the first 2 episodes today. I went back and watched them.
And so look at the third and fourth episode, and, their general manager, he's got the camera on him, obviously, in meetings, discussing things. The hand going through his hair, he's putting his hands on his face, just under stress of what to do during the offseason. Big decisions with Saquon Barkley, big decisions on draft day. The president and CEO, John Morris, coming in there. Nonstop. Like, what are we doing, guys? And it's stressful. And that's got to be managed. You're a young man in this business, in your first and sometimes last chance to be a general manager. It can become a pretty dark place. And especially the way that Ryan went about this, knowing it was going to be pain before there's gain. And there was a lot of pain. But look how he's coming out the other end. So he's in a really good place. He's very comfortable with his staff around him. He trusts these guys. He's given them promotions, elevating their role in this organization as well. And then the coaching staff, adding 12 assistants, Ryan, with the work of Matt Eberflus, a different shine on this organization right now, and then the acquisition. So that, and then, just how he feels about both sides of the ball. This is a good football team. But it has to prove it now. It's on paper, they're showing on the field, but this is even right down to the special teams unit. So there's a lot of good things brewing right now, and I think he knows it, but they got to prove it. He knows that as well.
Speaking of Hard Knocks, we played the clip yesterday from the last episode where they were talking about the scenario where if they didn't get Neighbors or Harrison, they were going to trade down with the Bears.
Yeah.
And the Bears were coming up. They thought for a tackle. Do you believe the Bears were going up to 6, though, for Roma Dunze?
I do. They wanted Roma Dunze. That's it. Bears, he said it. Right. He was worried that he wasn't going to be there. So they were also probably looking at, okay, how's this going to work out? So no, I believe it was for Roma Dunze.
You remember too, with Ian Cunningham, Ryan said Ian Cunningham had to kind of calm him down and make, tell him, let it come to you, this decision. So, hey, I also want to know, because you're in charge of everything. When are we going to get some shovels?
Yes, you are. I am not in charge of anything.
When are we going to get some shovels in the ground, start building a stadium somewhere? Jeff?
Oh, my God.
Come on. What are we doing? We're running out of warm weather.
I understand, but these things are not simple ever. So things
are. I want you to go to Home Depot and buy a shovel and just start digging.
Just start digging.
Would be great.
Hey, listen,
the home game against Cincy, there's Joniak breaking ground on the new land.
Just give me a hard hat and a shovel. I'm all about it. I love digging in the dirt. I'm a landscape guy, so let's go.
Well, Jeff,
they're just, you got to be a little bit patient. and it's a process. That's
We're
all
going to
I
be
can
at
say.
Hallis on Tuesday, and Kevin Warren is going to join us in that
Oh, that's
studio at
outstanding.
5:30. Yeah.
Outstanding.
So
bringing a shovel.
we'll be able to ask him.
you can ask him. He'll have plenty to say. He's very excited as well about all things right now with this organization and where it's headed. So very, very exciting times. The building's buzzing. Got to say this too about Hard Knocks. Just being around here. Wow, you really don't really, unless you really look for it, you don't know they're around. They just have a way about being on the sideline without you even paying attention, noticing. Although today I was watching practice from inside the building, and all of a sudden there's a big old drone coming down. Just like this big thing comes out of the sky. I thought it was one of my floaters in my eye, like a big bug or something. I'm waving my hand, and here it's a flying object.
You don't know this, Jeff, but they're watching you.
Oh, they're watching.
Practice.
Yeah, they're watching
you watch
you know,
practice.
Danny asked me the other day, "Hey, you on Hard Knocks yet?" I go, "Hey, listen, I'm not. No one's having me on Hard Knocks. However,
yes, you're greasing them too.
No,
I'm sure
not.
you're greasing them.
No, absolutely not. I'm in my cave. You know where I am. You want to stick a camera in here? I mean, there's no windows, nothing. Anyway, I was talking with Santos and Scales before they went on the practice field. We're talking about nothing. And all I said was, I don't look good in one of those bucket hats, the Bears bucket hats. I'm not wearing a bucket hat. I don't look good. I tried. And so all of a sudden, so I'm laughing and making fun and talking about whatever. All of a sudden, I look over my shoulder. There's a boom mic right in the middle.
See, yeah.
So you never know. You never know. But
you got to watch what you say around there these days,
listen,
Jeffrey.
The amount of hours of tape that will be left on the cutting room floor for just one episode will be in the hundreds of hours.
Just make sure, like, if you find yourself in a situation like that too, you don't rip a big fart or something. Because,
Tom, do you always got to do that? I mean, we can't say that on the radio.
On your toes. Yeah.
No, you just gotta, you gotta look good, feel good.
Yeah, you're out there talking with Cairo Santos. Next thing you know,
yeah, right. I don't think so, Tom.
Who's going to be?
That's not something I do.
I don't
do that.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, man. No.
Who's going to be a star on the show, Jeff? You know them better than anyone. Who's going to be someone that fans are surprised will be more of a star because of their personality?
Well, I mean, everybody. I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise, but DeMarcus Walker, I would think, is one of those guys. I mean, you should hear him on the practice field. I mean, it's crazy. It's fun. I'll throw one to Tyreek Stevenson as well. He's got a great personality. Brisker might be fun. How about on the offensive side of the ball?
In real seriousness,
offensive side of the ball, DJ Moore and Keenan Allen have been hanging out a lot together, chit-chatting, and I know that boom mic's been over those guys quite a bit.
Jeff, so one thing I'm really impressed with so far, and I obviously will be up there Tuesday, but during mini camps and OTAs, was how hard Jalen Johnson was practicing and being a leader by example and, not resting on the laurels of his accomplishments last year and the big contract he signed. Is he becoming more and more of a vocal leader out there?
Well, he says he wants to be also. He used to do things one-on-one with guys. But he, by virtue of his position right now financially on the team, and he's personally feels he's the top corner in the National Football League, that discussion, and others feel that he's in that discussion, then yes, you have to lead. You have to, your actions matter. What you say matters. And, he made it clear when he came to the podium talking to the media in his turn last week. He said, "Hey, listen, I'm not resting on anything. I want another one. I want another contract." So, yeah, I mean, he's going to be playing for something he's talked about quite a bit at all times, but he has also goals. These guys, this is a goal-oriented football team. And obviously the biggest goal has got to be team first. Individual goals follow from team success. So I keep hearing a lot from guys about their own goals, and they all are about being the best individually and as a team.
Who do you guys have on today?
We got an interview we did today with running back DeAndre Swift.
Oh, good.
Yes, DeAndre Swift, also a guy to keep an eye on, is having a big year. Off a Pro Bowl year, 1,000-yard runner with the Eagles. Just love what he does in the passing game. Corner route today in the red zone, 7-on-7. Perfect throw by Caleb Williams. That's a man you can count on in the passing game. This guy is one of the better backs in the league at doing this, probably underrated, and the numbers say as much. So keep an eye on the passing game at every blade of grass this year for the Chicago.
Destination, you can book on United. Thinking about sleeping in? I love that.
Oh,
commercial.
I thought, what are we doing? What do we got? Some new sponsor? Yeah, right. I was
Every
like, wait,
time
is he stealing my
I'm
thunder?
driving home.
Is he
I
stealing
forget
my
about this.
thunder?
You were stealing.
my
All right,
your
Jeff.
thunder stolen.
But, you guys better get your tails up here.
We
you're
will,
You're
yeah.
missed, number
We were
one.
supposed to be there tomorrow, but it got bumped. We got
Right,
bumped.
understood. But listen, that doesn't mean you just can't come by and say hello.
We
Like,
should.
it's football. I don't know if you know this, Waddle.
Yeah.
It's football season. It's
It
time
is.
to go.
Yeah.
Let's
I can
go.
smell it in the air. I
Let's
can smell it.
go. Come on.
I can smell the pigskin.
Jeff, great
Vacation's
stuff.
over. See you, fellas.